Well, here, hi everybody. I guess you're celebrating my birthday with me. But anyway, I need to go back a little bit. Thanks to Eric, I forgot to define insanity. And insanity is not a psychological term; it's a legal term, and it means the person doesn't know the difference between right or wrong, therefore cannot be responsible for their actions. Um, and so I think every 2 weeks on Tuesday, um, the state hospital in Fulton has to go to court and document the reasons why they think somebody is insane. And so again, not a psych term; it's a legal term, and it is the person doesn't know the difference between right or wrong. And some people always say, well, Einstein defined insanity as doing the same behaviors over and over again, thinking you get different results. He said that it wasn't anything to do with insanity. So I don't know why they put those two things together. But anyway, we cleared up that myth. Okay, so we have two more symptoms for schizophrenia. But this is number three, is the symptom. For years and years and years, I've been telling people I don't never met a schizophrenic or studied any of the case studies that a schizophrenic did not have formal thought disorders. And formal thought disorders, which used to be in the up to the DSM-4 TR, that it was a symptom. Now it is a necessary symptom. So I feel vindicated that I've been saying this for years. What is formal thought disorders? Well, it's a list of things. You can have one of these, some of these, all of these, but you have to have this in order to be schizophrenic. You can have hallucinations and not be schizophrenic. You can have emotional symptoms but not be schizophrenic. You can have delusions and not be schizophrenic, but you have to have formal thought disorders. Okay, what are some examples of formal thought disorders? One is cognitive slippage. Oh, I love that term. I think I have that myself. Cognitive slippage is illogical or I can't read my own writing. Illogical or incoherent speech. It sounds like my lectures. Um, or word salad is another symptom. That word salad is where they just talk about anything and everything's disjointed. It's very hard to talk to a schizophrenic because he changes or she changes topics in midstream. I think the baseball season is going to be canceled. Oh, I don't know. What do you think about the Olympics? Oh, do you have a dog? Yeah, but I saw a car yesterday, and then it kind of gives you a headache talking to him sometimes. Some other examples of formal thought disorders is talking tangentially, which means they kind of like word salad, but they go off on tangents. We're talking about something. Kind of reminds me of the president. And he starts talking, and then he goes off on a fake news or NBC or CNN stuff. Um, and another example, another symptom of formal thought disorders, which is rare, is people who talk in rhyme. Now, I was lucky to meet one, and he taught the rhyme. I can't even fake that, everything rhyme. We throw words, and he rewrite them, even like orange and stuff. Well, they weren't really words, but anyway, that's a very rare symptom. I don't know the terminology for it. Probably should Google it before I came on here. But an interesting thing, Fred Coolidge, I talked about Fred before. We went to this guy, and we would talk to him about dogs and pickup trucks and losing girlfriends, and he would start talking a rhyme, and we would write all these words down, and we were going to send them to Nashville and have them made into country western songs. We had this big notebook, and somehow the notebook got lost. But Fred's rich, and I'm not. I've got a funny feeling that he sent, to Blake Skelton or Darth Books or somebody this notebook, and they're producing all these songs. So you have to have formal thought disorders. And again, you can have one or another example is sometimes schizophrenics talk about make up unknown words, and they know the meaning, and they think you know the meaning, but you don't know the meaning, and sometimes they get very frustrated because you think you're pulling their leg when they say "icka woo goo goo," and you go, "What the hell is that?" And they go, "You know what it means," and then okay, so you have to have formal thought disorders. The last symptom is very specific, and it's motor disturbances, being catatonic. Now, you can have two types of motor disturbances, kind of like me when I talk with my hands, or you can have a catatonic, which is no movement, like a statue. You can take them and drop them someplace and just leave them there. So I'm going to talk about each one of those different areas in the next video. Let me see how long I did. Oh, I got some time. Okay. So let's look at the three types of schizophrenia. Now, in the DSM-4, they had the three types. In the DSM-5, they said it's hard to differentiate the three types, so they just call it schizophrenia. However, people in the working on the state hospital and other psychiatrists say that they still keep talking about the three different types because the treatment is different. So we're going to talk about those three. But if you look in the DSM-5, you're not going to see disorganized schizophrenia or paranoid schizophrenia or catatonic schizophrenia. You're just going to see schizophrenia. It used to be a term undifferentiated schizophrenia, which we no longer use, thank goodness, because that means when you came to the state hospital, we didn't know what to call you. That's what we called you, undifferentiated schizophrenia. So we don't use that anymore. If you see in the test, not ever an answer. Okay, let's look at the three. First one, disorganized schizophrenia. This is usually formal thought disorders with emotional symptoms. Okay, so we're talking about, a person that, laughs when they shouldn't, has inappropriate thoughts, word salad, incoherent speech, and a lot of times they have hallucinations and delusions. Don't have to have them. They're very common with disorganized schizophrenia. I'm having a hard time. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. I'm even, But anyway, the second type is catatonic schizophrenia, and that is formal thought disorders and motor disturbances, which means usually they don't move. I mean, when I was doing my internship, we had 4 people. 2 of us were counselors. We had an art therapist and a physical therapist. And the art therapist would take the catatonics, stick them on a rock, and they put them in position, go away for 5 hours, come back, and they're still in the same position. I don't know how ethical that was. I should mention, man, I'm getting in trouble. Well, I'm probably too old anyway. So, however, the catatonics usually have an odd mannerism, and it's usually in the face, like a tick or something, but otherwise they don't move. They have 2 other characteristics, echolalia, where they repeat the words you repeat, and that drives me crazy. You go and say, hi, hi. Are you going to say the same thing I'm going to say? Are you going to say the thing I'm going to say? And it gets old really quick. However, they're not stupid because Fred used to say to them, boy, am I stupid, and they wouldn't repeat that. And the other term, I'm going to have to look this up with my glasses here, is echophagia, where they are like Steven Tyler, and they say, walk this way, and they walk that way. But again, it's usually lack of movement. And I'll tell you a story, and don't pass this on because it get me in trouble. When I was in college, I must have foldered all the troubles I got into. I should have been kicked out of grad school a long time ago. But anyway, we were working with some schizophrenics, and they wanted to play volleyball next time. Every Wednesday, we go Wednesday. And we promised them we'd play volleyball. It's a good game, nice exercise. And so we came Wednesday. We found the ball, couldn't find the net. The schizophrenics were getting very angry because you promised, blah, blah, blah. So I went and got some catatonics. We made them a net because they don't move. And you couldn't spike, so I don't want to get anybody hurt. But you try not to move when people are playing a volleyball thing. Now, I got in a little bit of trouble, a lot more than a little trouble with that. I thought I was saving a riot, but anyway, that's another story. And then paranoid schizophrenic are formal thought disorders and a fear of somebody trying to hurt you or kill you. And if you've got to pick any of the schizophrenics, that's the one to pick. That's the most common. But since his formal thought disorders are weaker, the cure rate is much higher. So again, you have to have, on paranoia, you have to have formal thought disorders and delusions of paranoia. So you have to have those 2 things. Now remember, in modern day DSM-5, it's only schizophrenia. But if we're going to put you out in the real world and you go to work in a state hospital or something, you're going to notice that the treatment is different for each one of these different schizophrenics. So therefore, we're going to still differentiate those. So on the test, I'll have all three, and you have to match them up. Okay, I will stop here, and then we'll pick up the last part of schizophrenia tonight or tomorrow. Okay, enjoy. Be careful out there. All right, bye-bye.